You know, when you're able to have brainwashed people for over, let's say, for over 20 years, that you can make them be happy for anything that is even garbage. A perfect example of this is the MCU Spiderman No Way Home. You see, people are only going to be watching this garbage movie because of fan service. They're not going into these movies for a good movie. They're not going into these movies for the story. This isn't about them being, I guess, entertained. This is them about being able to rewatch fan service, to rewatch old characters they seen 20 years ago, so they can feel a little bit excited because I seen this guy who was dressed up a certain way 20 years ago, and he's in this movie now 20 years later, and it makes me feel so excited. This is how people, these fanboys, these nut jobs are thinking, are being. This is their way of living, is off of fan service. And I can't even count this as entertainment because it's so stupid. It is. People are okay with fan service, and they're only going to watch this garbage movie because of fan service. The first MCU movie was garbage. The second one was garbage. And usually by the third, people tend to give up. By the third, they give up. They kind of know that this is going to be a garbage film. And whether or not this was planned or not years ago, the only reason why people went out to see this movie was because of old actors that played certain parts years ago. That's the only reason why people went out to see this movie. If you take away these old actors and characters we've seen 20 years ago, no one would care about this Spider-Man. No one would care. You can't tell me the second one was good. The second one was garbage. First was garbage. But Marvel, MCU, Sony, whoever, thought it would be fun and wise to stuff old actors, old characters in a movie. I guess in a way it is wise because they know that they have brainwashed a bunch of sheep, a bunch of nut jobs, probably dog nuts. They brainwashed them into rewatching this garbage, to pay money to watch this garbage. It is these fans that are ruining movies because they will support trash just to see garbage. Just to see garbage. Man. But if this movie looked good in the trailers, I wouldn't be like this. But from the trailers, you can tell this movie was garbage. The movie looked trash. And it was trash. It is trash. But these geeks, these Marvel geeks, these superhero geeks will continue to support. They will continue to support Disney, Marvel, and Hollywood to produce more garbage This is like a sober person supporting a drug addict by giving them money. And you all know what's going to happen. They're going to use that money to buy more drugs. And this is the same thing that these geeks are doing, is by supporting Disney, Hollywood in general. They're supporting them so they can continue to produce more garbage. Spider-Man Far From Home is garbage. The first one was garbage. The second one is garbage. These geeks are supporting garbage. All for a moment. They're paying their big bucks for popcorn, for expensive soda, so they can sit and be brainwashed, so they can see an old character they saw 20 years ago. Just so they can feel excited because maybe their life already sucks. And all they have left is nostalgia and fan service to make them feel like their life is valuable. When deep down, you might need help. But you have these lackluster movies called Spider-Man Far From Home, or Shang-Chi, or Black Widow. And you feel content with them because that's all you have, probably. So yes, Spider-Man No Way Home, or Far Way Home, whatever you want to call it, I don't even care. It's a bunch of garbage. It's a bunch of trash. It's trash. Don't watch this movie. Don't look at the movie. It's bad. It's overrated. Most of the reviews are paid. Most of the reviews are from geeks who like anything. They'll like anything just because they're nut jobs. They'll like anything Marvel puts out because they've been brainwashed. If this movie came out randomly years ago, they wouldn't like it. But because Marvel has, or Disney has, brainwashed these nut jobs, these geeks, they will like anything that Marvel puts on their plate. These geeks, yes, these geeks will like anything that Marvel or Disney puts on their plate. That's a good slave. That's a good little doggy. Just like anything that your master serves to you. It's so pathetic. Very, very pathetic. Pathetic, pathetic, pathetic.